Imagine a future where New York becomes faster, taller, greener, and more connected than ever before. Right now, billions of dollars are being poured into some of the most ambitious construction projects in American history. From underground rail tunnels to futuristic skyscrapers and massive airport transformations, New York is changing at a speed most people don't even realize. These projects won't just reshape the skyline, they could completely redefine how millions of people live, work, and travel. Number 10. The Brooklyn Tower. For decades, Brooklyn lived in the shadow of Manhattan. But that era is beginning to change. Rising dramatically above downtown Brooklyn, the Brooklyn Tower has become one of the boldest skyscraper projects in modern New York history. Standing more than 1,000 feet tall, the tower instantly transformed the borough's skyline and announced to the world that Brooklyn is no longer just a residential extension of Manhattan. It is becoming a financial and cultural powerhouse of its own. The tower was built beside the historic Dime Savings Bank building, blending old New York architecture with futuristic engineering. Its dark exterior gives it an intimidating appearance, especially at night when the city lights reflect off the structure. Inside the skyscraper are luxury apartments, office spaces, entertainment areas, high-end amenities, and retail centers designed for the next generation of urban living. But this project represents something much bigger than one skyscraper. It reflects the growing demand for vertical cities where people can live, work, shop, and socialize in one connected environment. As land becomes more expensive and populations continue growing, cities like New York are being forced to build upward instead of outward. And projects like the Brooklyn Tower are leading that transformation. Number 9. JFK Airport Redevelopment. Every year, millions of travelers pass through JFK Airport. But for years, one of America's most important international gateways struggled with aging terminals, traffic congestion, and outdated infrastructure. Now, New York is trying to completely reinvent the airport through one of the largest airport modernization projects in the world. The redevelopment includes massive new terminals, redesigned road systems, larger passenger areas, modern security technology, expanded international facilities, luxury lounges, and upgraded transportation connections. Entire sections of the airport are being rebuilt almost from scratch. The goal is not simply to improve travel. The goal is to transform JFK into a world-class aviation hub capable of competing with the biggest airports in Dubai, Singapore, and London. And the economic impact could be enormous. Major airports create jobs, attract investment, boost tourism, and strengthen global business connections. In many ways, airports have become symbols of national power and economic influence. And New York wants JFK to represent the future of American air travel. Number 8. East Side Access. Hidden deep beneath New York City lies one of the most complex transportation projects ever attempted in the United States. The East Side Access Project connected the Long Island Railroad directly to Grand Central Terminal for the first time in history. At first glance, it may sound simple. But the engineering behind this project was absolutely massive. Workers spent years digging gigantic underground tunnels beneath one of the busiest cities on Earth. Crews blasted through solid rock, built enormous passenger caverns underground, and installed complex rail systems beneath existing subway lines and skyscrapers. The underground station itself is so large that some people compare it to a hidden city beneath Manhattan. The purpose of the project is to reduce overcrowding, improve commuter efficiency, and shorten travel times for hundreds of thousands of passengers every day. In a city where millions rely on public transportation, even small improvements can completely change daily life. And while most people only see the trains arriving at the station, very few realize the unbelievable engineering hidden beneath their feet. Number 7. Hudson Yards. Hudson Yards is not just another construction project. It is essentially an entirely new neighborhood built from the ground up. Located on Manhattan's West Side, Hudson Yards became the largest private real estate development in American history. The scale of the project is so enormous that many people compare it to building a mini-city inside New York itself. What makes Hudson Yards truly incredible is where it was built. Developers constructed a gigantic platform over active rail yards before building skyscrapers on top of it. Thousands of trains continued operating below, while massive towers rose into the sky above. The engineering challenge alone cost billions of dollars. Today, the area includes luxury residential towers, office skyscrapers, shopping centers, restaurants, hotels, parks, observation decks, and entertainment venues. Major corporations moved their headquarters there, transforming the district into a powerful business center. But Hudson Yards also represents the future of urban development. Modern cities are running out of space, forcing developers to rethink how cities are built. Instead of expanding outward, future cities may increasingly be built vertically and on top of existing infrastructure. And Hudson Yards may become one of the first true examples of that future. Number 6. LaGuardia Airport Transformation. For years, LaGuardia Airport had a terrible reputation. Travelers complained about overcrowding, outdated terminals, traffic problems, and aging facilities. Many people considered it one of the most frustrating airports in America. But today, the airport looks almost completely different. New York launched a multi-billion-dollar transformation project that rebuilt large sections of LaGuardia from the ground up. Modern terminals replaced aging structures. New bridges and road systems improved traffic flow. Passenger areas became larger, brighter, and more technologically advanced. The airport was redesigned to handle the demands of modern air travel while creating a more efficient experience for millions of passengers every year. And the difference is dramatic. What was once seen as outdated is now being viewed as one of the biggest airport comeback stories in the United States. Infrastructure projects like this may not always grab headlines like skyscrapers do, but they are essential for keeping global cities functional and competitive. Without modern transportation systems, even the world's greatest cities can quickly fall behind. Number 5. The Penn Station Redevelopment. Penn Station is one of the busiest transportation hubs in North America. Every day, hundreds of thousands of commuters pass through its crowded corridors, while trains connect New York to cities across the Northeast. But despite its importance, the station has long faced criticism for overcrowding, poor design, and outdated infrastructure. That is why New York launched an enormous effort to modernize the station and completely rethink the passenger experience. The redevelopment plans include larger train halls, expanded platforms, improved lighting, modern architecture, upgraded entrances, and better pedestrian movement throughout the complex. Officials hope the project will transform Penn Station into a transportation hub worthy of one of the world's most important cities. And the timing could not be more critical. New York's population and economic activity continue growing, placing enormous pressure on transportation systems built decades ago. Without major upgrades, congestion could become even worse in the future. That is why projects like Penn Station are not just about convenience. They are about preparing New York for the next generation. Number 4. The 2nd Avenue Subway. Few projects in New York history have taken as long to become reality as the 2nd Avenue Subway. People first proposed the subway line nearly a century ago. For decades, the project became famous for delays, funding problems, political battles, and construction challenges. Many New Yorkers believed it would never actually happen. But eventually, construction finally moved forward. The expansion aims to reduce congestion on overcrowded subway lines while improving transportation access along Manhattan's East Side. Building tunnels beneath New York is incredibly difficult. Workers must navigate around underground utilities, existing subway tunnels, building foundations, water systems, and densely packed infrastructure hidden beneath the streets. Even a small mistake can create massive disruptions above ground. Despite the challenges, The Second Avenue subway represents the future of urban mobility in New York. As cities continue growing, reliable public transportation becomes more important than ever. Without expansion, overcrowding and delays could eventually cripple daily life for millions of residents. That is why this project matters far beyond transportation alone. It could shape how New York functions for generations. Number 3. One Vanderbilt. Towering beside Grand Central Terminal, One Vanderbilt has become one of the defining skyscrapers of modern Manhattan. The building rises more than 1,400 feet into the sky, instantly becoming one of the tallest structures in New York City. But One Vanderbilt is far more than a giant office tower. It represents the next evolution of smart skyscraper design. The building was created with advanced energy systems, high-speed elevators, modern engineering technologies, and direct connections to public transportation networks beneath the city. Developers designed the tower not only to look impressive, but to function as part of New York's broader infrastructure system. The skyscraper also includes observation decks, offering breathtaking views across Manhattan, attracting visitors from around the world. But perhaps the most important aspect of the project is what it symbolizes. Cities around the world are competing for global business dominance. Financial companies, technology firms, and multinational corporations want offices in modern, efficient, high-tech environments. Projects like One Vanderbilt help New York maintain its status as one of the financial capitals of the planet. And the race to build even taller and smarter towers is far from over. Number 2. The Gateway Program. The Gateway Program may become one of the most important infrastructure projects in the entire United States. At the center of the project are aging rail tunnels beneath the Hudson River, connecting New York and New Jersey. Some of these tunnels are more than a century old and suffered major damage during Hurricane Sandy in 2012. Every day, hundreds of thousands of commuters rely on these tunnels. If they fail, transportation across the Northeast Corridor could face catastrophic disruptions, and the economic consequences would be enormous. The Northeast Corridor is one of the busiest and most economically important rail systems in America, supporting millions of jobs and trillions of dollars in economic activity. That is why the Gateway Program includes plans for new tunnels, expanded rail capacity, upgraded bridges, and modernized transportation infrastructure. The project is expected to cost tens of billions of dollars and could take years to fully complete. But supporters argue that failing to modernize the system would cost even more in the long run. This is not just a New York project. It is a project tied directly to the future stability of the American economy itself. Number 1. The Manhattan Mega Skyline Transformation. The biggest mega project in New York may actually be the transformation of Manhattan itself. Across the city, billion-dollar developments are reshaping neighborhoods at an astonishing pace. New skyscrapers continue rising higher into the sky. Waterfront districts are being redeveloped. Green energy systems are expanding. Smart technologies are being integrated into buildings and transportation networks. Entire sections of the city are evolving into futuristic urban environments designed for the next century. Luxury residential towers now dominate parts of the skyline that looked completely different only a decade ago. At the same time, transportation systems are being upgraded to handle growing populations and economic activity. Developers are investing billions into mixed-use communities where people can live, work, shop, and socialize within the same area. The transformation is happening everywhere. And despite the enormous scale of what is already under construction, even bigger plans are still being discussed for the future. New York has always reinvented itself throughout history. From the age of steel skyscrapers to the rise of Wall Street and modern global finance, the city constantly adapts to new eras. But the changes happening today could represent one of the largest urban transformations New York has ever seen. New York has always been a city that builds bigger, faster, and higher than the rest of the world. But these mega projects show that the city's biggest transformation may still be ahead. Which project impressed you the most? Let me know in the comments below. And if you enjoyed this video, Subscribe to the channel for more mega project documentaries, future cities, and massive engineering stories from around the world.